Hello Willow class and welcome to your learning journey for today. Today's date is Thursday the 4th of February. Can we remember our actions for our learning question? Here we go. How important are hedgehogs in the garden food chain? Now, in our learning journey so far, we've really thought about hedgehogs. We've thought about what they eat. We've thought about the fact that they hibernate. We've looked at some things that show us that actually hedgehogs are quite rare and we need to make sure that we look after them, like we watched that video of the lady who rescues hedgehogs. We've thought about what sort of things are in our garden, so what plants and animals are in our garden. We've talked about what might be living and non-living. So, the big part of our question that we're yet to look at is this part, and we started yesterday to look at food chain and what it actually means, so what a food chain actually means. Okay, so if we look back on our task wheel, we've had a look and thought about what we know about gardens and the task, and we've unpicked the question. We thought of lots of ideas about what hedgehogs eat, and now we're going to really focus on that food chain part. So it's almost like we're going back through the wheel again, just to unpick this last part of the question. And we've looked at what we know about this yesterday, and we're going to think a little bit more today about how many ideas we can think of, how many different food chains we can think of today. I've put an extra video on Class Dojo for you to watch if you want another recap about what a food chain is. So, do we need to add anything to our vocabulary pyramid? We've got lots of amazing scientific words on there. I think we do, because yesterday you had to go at labelling a food chain. And on that food chain, we know it always starts with a producer. And a producer is the plant, because plants make their own food from sunlight, and that's called photosynthesis. So we have a producer, and then we have like the snail, which is the consumer. Consumer. Can you see it all ends in that at the end? Producer, consumer. And we also thought about the fact that we might have more than one consumer, and we also have, like the snail and the bird, we're going to have a predator, so that would be the bird because it's going to eat the other animal, so that was going to eat the snail, and we're going to have the prey, which is the snail, which is the thing the bird is going to eat. Okay, so we've got all of those to add to our Tier 3 vocabulary, and it's going to be really important that we're using those words. I wonder if you could help me for our first task. Can you be the teacher and spot my mistake? Now, here I've drawn a food chain, and it's similar to the one that you looked at yesterday. Can you pause the video now and have a think about what is missing? What have I forgotten to include in my food chain? I've forgotten more than one thing, that's a clue. And have I labelled it correctly? Pause the video, see if you can think of how you would correct my mistakes. Okay. All right, welcome back and good thinking. So, I hope you noticed that Miss Pinderwhite was very naughty and she did not put in her arrows. Now, arrows are really important to show the transfer of energy. We know that all living things need energy to live. And in our food chain, we have the arrows, and that shows the transfer of energy. So from the sun to the plant, and then the plant's energy when it gets eaten by the snail, and then that goes to the bird's energy when it gets eaten by when it eats the snail, and then that converts to, we've got here a fox at the top of this food chain, which eats the bird, and the energy is going to get transferred to that. Now, let's have a look. How have I done with my labels? So, I've got producer correct, and consumer, and we could call all these other parts of the food chain consumers. But is the fox the prey? No, that's right. The bird's the prey, and the fox is the predator. But we could also label the bird as a predator, couldn't we? because the bird eats another animal. The bird eats the snail. Okay, good job. I hope you spotted my mistakes. Now, you're going to be creating your own food chains today, and I've got lots of ideas to help you, and I'm hoping you can be explorers today as well. Maybe do a bit of research yourself. An adult might want to help you, but you could do a bit of research using the internet as well to find out about some food chains. Let's have a think about our success criteria, things we need to remember to make sure that we're successful when drawing food chains. So, first of all, we need to make sure that we use arrows to show energy transferred. Okay, that's really important, isn't it? That we use those arrows to show the energy that is being transferred from either the plant to the animal or from one animal to another animal. So that's really important. It's really important to make sure that if we're drawing pictures, we're drawing nice clear pictures, and that we label the parts of our food chain with the correct vocabulary. Label the parts of the food chain. Okay, and you can always have this video up if you want to help with spelling some of these quite tricky scientific words. Okay, there's our success criteria. So your task for today, research or use the pictures that I'm going to show you in a moment to help you. Can you draw and label your own food chains? So I will put this up on Class Dojo to help you. There's lots and lots of pictures here which you can cut out and make your own food chains, or if you're really fantastic and you love to draw, you could even draw your own pictures and use these to help you. So we can see we've got a shark, a slug. Oh, this looks like a little a shrew. We've got a tree, so we've got some leaves. That looks like an oak tree, a polar bear. There's lots and lots. And then we've got down here, we've got a grasshopper. Oh, I wonder if anyone knows what this is here. So lots of ideas. Oh, there's a trout. Lots and lots of ideas to help you. Some will be land food chains and some might be food chains in the sea as well. So you can use these pictures as ideas, or as I said, you can print them off of Class Dojo and you can actually physically lay them out as a food chain. Okay, don't forget to draw your arrows and label your food chains if you can. Oh, I wonder where we as humans are going to be on the food chain. Okay, I'll put that up on Class Dojo so you can print it off if you like. If not, I'd love you to set it out in your learning journey for me really nicely and clearly so that I can add some of your ideas to our working wall in the classroom. Okay everyone, I'll see you later for our Zoom calls. Good luck for today, and I can't wait to see what you've produced.